started. I know that that Heather hoped to join, but we won't wait to have her join. Although we did just lose Virginia. Hopefully she'll be right back. So thank you everybody for rescheduling from last week. As you can hear from my cough, I'm still recovering, but definitely a whole lot better than I was. We've got a pretty straightforward agenda, and in fact, I think we could probably go through the equity statement. The main thing I think we really need to do is approve the Pride Month proclamation, which I sent to everybody. But first, we'll do approvals of the minutes. Since we didn't have a quorum last time, we couldn't approve the January one, so we do both the January and March.
Monica, you're looking very nervous. Is this working, or do we have to wait for?
Yeah, unfortunately, we would have to wait for another person. We could just skip it and go to reports of committee members, and then come back when Virginia comes back.
Sure. Why don't we do any reports from committee members? So, Amy, do you have anything?
We've just had so many successful events. I don't even know where to begin. And then of course we've got the one tonight. I do have one thing that you would not know about yet, and that's a number of the students, Derek included, have been holding deliberations on food insecurity leading up to empty bowls. So we've had, I think 4 or 5 teachers avail themselves to us. And we did a quick national issues forum guide that we trimmed down to kind of more adhere to the EO community. And we've got bunches of notes and lots of data. Those have been going very, very well. Derek helped lead one and facilitate one in my room for my students. So that's been great. And then Derek's got his, and I keep calling it his, but it's mostly because he did put in the bulk of the work tonight. So, and Glenn, I meant to ask you how you were feeling. I'm glad you're on the mend, even with the cough still. So that's my news.
Great. Thank you, Amy. And Virginia, we just, since you dropped off for just a second, we skipped right ahead to reports from subcommittee members. I don't know if you have a report of any activities you've been doing. You're muted.
No.
Okay. Good to see you. Anyway, I'll just say, just relevant to this subcommittee, earlier today I was on a short call, or an hour-long call really, organized by the Community Foundation of Eastern Connecticut on the topic of putting together a regional affordable housing commission, essentially to support towns' development and implementation of affordable housing plans. I know that's something we've been discussing, and the town has their affordable housing committee. Seems like it's a really important regional development. There are 2 new such entities, one in Fairfield, one in Litchfield County, and there seems to be some momentum for establishing this. So I'm planning to follow up with Ryan to see to make sure that we stay connected to that, given the importance of affordable housing in our findings from our own survey, and given what we already know about the challenges that are unique to Mansfield in this particular area, getting better connected to the regional resources and supports is probably a good idea. Okay, so going back now to the approval of the minutes. Again, since we didn't have a quorum last time, we have January and March. Hopefully, Monica, thank you for sending those out. If folks have had a chance to take a quick look at those, are there any changes, amendments?
They look good.
Okay, so we will consider those then adopted. So the only old business is the equity statement. Excuse me, draft from Sustainable CT. I still need to put in some time to complete that and get it before the council, the full commission next week. We had talked about last time having them be much more specific to our town, because right now it's couched in a lot of generalities, and there's probably some good data from our survey as well as other that we can incorporate into this. So that's on my list of things to work on. I don't know if anybody's got anything else to say about the equity statement. This
No,
time.
I'm happy to take a look at it though, Glenn, as it comes together.
Okay.
Excuse me, I've got allergies, so you're recovering from the illness and I've got allergies, but yeah, I'd be happy to look at it.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you, Amy. And then the new business, the thing that we really needed to kind of come together to approve to send on to the town council is the Pride Month proclamation. As you can remember, we did this last year, and we want to make sure it's on the agenda for the next town council meeting so that it's in place when June starts in a few weeks, shockingly. So Katie worked to help update it to make it more specific to the Progress Pride flag, which is the one that will be flown this year, and as well as a few other details. So I sent it around last week. I don't know if anybody's had a chance to look at it, but it's very similar. It has a kind of background on the history and purpose of Pride Day and the Pride flag, and then proceeds with a proclamation that has a series of whereas clauses, and then declares to recognize June as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual plus Pride Month in the town of Mansfield. So
I looked at it. I think it looks super. Our students in the Gender and Sexuality Alliance had started painting wings for Pride Month. So I think she's mentioned it here, but she's got these beautiful, like these huge canvases that are life-size wings for people to take pictures in front of. So they're, yeah, it's really neat. So they've got, I don't even remember, but they each represent a different flag. So,
and where's that going to be set up?
I don't know where she's got them going, but I'm curious to find out. Because they are enormous, and the students were super excited. We just had a blast. We just had music going and we were outside painting, and it was super fun. And Katie's completely jazzed about this. So when I feel like when Katie's involved, there's like, somehow she's got some magic fairy dust and things come together. So I know these wings are going to be somewhere. It's going to be really fun. They're huge.
Cool.
Yeah. So you all have to have your pictures taken in front of them.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, so it sounds like I know you're coordinating with her to make sure that the flag raising ceremony is more accessible. Yes,
working on it. Yes.
Okay, so if there's things that we can do to be helpful to make sure that's the case, and then obviously we'll get this to the communications subcommittee right away so they can start working on publicity for it. Just let us know. Again, we want to make sure people are participating.
Awesome.
Who can. Okay. Anything else on the proclamation? Okay, so do we all support me sending this then on to the mayor and the council for their approval? All good? Okay. All right. So I will, I'll do that, and yeah, we can watch for it on the agenda next week. Well, that's pretty much it. We don't have any other public here. Virginia, Derek, is there anything else for us to raise?
No. No, I can't think of anything. Am I still on mute?
Nope. We heard you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, well then that's it. We were very, very efficient. So thank you all for the quick pivot. And good luck tonight, Derek. You know, I honestly can't think of a more important conversation to be having. And so thank you very much for organizing it. Absolutely.
Well,
And
you
we'll
stay
look
in
forward
bed.
to hearing about it.
Stay in bed, have some tea with honey or whatever you're drinking these days to feel better. And we wish you well. We will have an update for you next week.
Outstanding. Okay,
Thanks,
everybody. Thank you.